Hi guys, Kate here. I'm back with part 7, I think. Article 82. Effective date and the duration of the convention. The present convention will become effective on July 1st, 1940, and will remain in force for an indefinite period. In faith for which the plenipotentiaries of the governments and countries of enumerated have signed the present convention in one copy, which will be filed in the archives of the government of the Argentine Republic, and a copy which will be delivered to each party. Done at Buenos Aires, May 23, 1939. And showing all the places down here. These are the countries here. Final protocol of the convention. At the moment of proceeding to sign the Universal Postal Convention concluded on the present date, the undersigned plenipotentiaries have agreed as follows. 1. Withdrawal. Change of address. The provisions of Article 51 do not apply to Great Britain, nor to those of the British Dominicans, or colonies and protectorates of those domestic legislation does not permit the withdrawal or recharge of address of correspondence at the request of the sender. 2. Equivalence, maximum and minimum limits. Each country has the option of increasing by 40% or of decreasing by 20%. At most, the postage rates fixed by Article 34, Section 1, in accordance with the indication of the following table. And you have a graph here showing the minimum limits and the maximum limits. The rates chosen shall, as far as possible, be in the same proportion among themselves as the basic rates, each administration having the option of rounding off its rates higher or lower, as the case may be, in order to suit the convenience of its monetary system. The rates adopted by a country are applicable to the charges to be collected upon arrival of result of absence or insufficient leave of prepayment. 3. Advortipus ounce. It is agreed as an exceptional measure that countries which, on account of their domestic legislation, cannot adopt their decimal metric system of weights, have the option of substituting therefore the advortipus ounce, 28.3645 grams, assimilating to 1 ounce of 20 grams for letters and phonopost articles, and 2 to 50 grams for commercial papers, prints, raised print for the use of the blind, samples, and small packets. I don't know, that might be 6, I'm not sure. Mailing of correspondence in another country. No country is bound to forward or deliver to addresses articles which any senders domiciled on its territory mail or cause to be mailed in a foreign country with a view to profiting by lower rates which are established there. The rule applies without distinction either to articles prepared in the country inhabited by the sender and subsequently were transported across the border, or to articles prepared in a foreign country. The administration concerned has the right to either return the articles in question to origin or change them with its domestic postage rate. The methods of collecting the charges are left to its discretion. This is 5. I think that's 5. Reply coupons. Administrations have the option of not undertaking the sale of reply coupons. 6. Registration fee. Countries which cannot fix at 40 cent times the registration fee contemplated by Article 54, Section 2 are authorized to collect a fee which may be amount as much as 50 cent times, or domestic registration fee if this is higher. 8. Air services. The provisions concerning the transportation of regular mails by air are appended to the Universal Postal Convention and are considered as forming an integral part of its regulations. However, by exception to the general provision of the Convention, a modification of those provisions may be undertaken from time to time by a conference, compromising the representatives of the administrations directly interested. That conference may be called together through the intermediary of the International Bureau at the request of at least 3 of those administrations. All the provisions proposed by that conference shall be submitted through the medium of the International Bureau to the other countries of the Union to be voted upon. The decision may be made on a majority of the votes cast. 9. Exception to the liberty of transit for small packets. By exception of the provisions of Article 26 of the Convention, the Postal Administration of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics is authorized to refuse the transit of small packets over its territories, with the understanding of that its restriction will apply indiscriminately to all the countries of the Union. 10. Special transit charges for the Trans-Siberian and Trans-Armenian routes. By exception of the provisions of Article 75, Section 1 table, the Postal Administration of the Union Soviet Socialist Republics is authorized to collect transit charges for this Trans-Siberian Railway for both routes, Manchuria or Vladivostok, at the rate of 4 francs 50 centimes per kilogram of letters and postcards and 50 centimes per kilogram of other articles for distances exceeding 6,000 kilometers. The administration of the Argentine Republic is authorized to collect a charge of 30 centimes, in addition to the transit charges mentioned in Article 75, Section 1, Figure 1 of the Convention, for each kilogram of correspondence of any kind carried in transit by the Argentine section of the Trans-Armenian Railway. I think this is 11. Special warehousing charges at Aden. As an exceptional measure, the administration of Aden is authorized to collect a charge of 40 centimes per sack for all dispatches warehoused at Aden, provided that the said administration does not receive any territorial or maritime transit charges for such dispatches. 12. Special charges for transshipment. As an exceptional measure, the Portuguese administration is authorized to collect 40 centimes per sack for all mails transshipped at the port of Lisbon. 13. As an special charges for 13. Protocol left open to the countries not represented. The protocol remains open to the countries of the Union which are not represented at the Congress, in order to permit them or adhere to the convention and the agreements concluded there, or merely to one or another of them. 14. Protocol left open to the countries represented for the signatures and adhesions. The protocol remains open to those countries whose representatives have today signed only the convention or only a certain number of the agreements drawn up by the Congress, for the purpose of permitting them to adhere to the other agreements signed on the date, or to one or another of them. 15, or 14. Period for notification of adhesions. The adhesions contemplated in Articles, I'm not sure, and 11, shall be communicated by their respective governments through diplomatic channels or to the government of the Argentine Republic, and by the latter to the other states of the Union. The period which is allowed to the said governments to make such notification it will expire on July 1st, 1940. The faith of which the undersigned plenipotentiaries have drawn up is the present protocol, which will have the same force and validity as its provisions will be included in the text of the convention itself, and have signed it in one copy, which will be filled in the archives of the government of the Argentine Republic, and a copy of which will be delivered to each party. Done at Buenos Aires, May 23, 1939. And here's a list of more people here. Alright. Provisions concerning the transportation of regular mails by air. Chapter 1. General Provisions. Article 1. Articles of correspondence admitted to aerial transportation. There are admitted to aerial transportation over all part of the route all the articles designated in Article 33 of the Convention, as well as money orders, collection orders, and subscriptions by mail. Such articles take, in that case, the name of air mail correspondence. Articles mentioned in Article 33 of the Convention may be submitted to the formality of registration and sent by COD. Insured letters and boxes may also be transported by air in relations between countries in which agree to exchange articles of that kind by that route. Airmail articles shall be marked very clearly on the front of that words par avion or a similar indication in the language of that country of origin. Article 2. Library of Transit. The Library of Transit provided for in Article 26 of the Convention is guaranteed to airmail correspondence throughout the entire territory of the Union, whether or not the intermediate administration take part in the forwarding of the correspondence. Article 3. Dispatch of airmail correspondence. Administrations which make use of aerial communications for that transportation of their own correspondence are bound to forward by those same routes the airmail correspondence received by them for other administrations. Administrations having no air service forward airmail correspondence by the most rapid routes utilized by the mails. The same applies if for any reason dispatch or any other means offers advantages over existing air route. If occasion arises, the account is taken of the indications of routing placed on airmail articles by the senders, provided that the routing is asked therefore is normally utilized by the transportation of mails on the stretch concerned, and that dispatch by such route does not result in considerable delay in the arrival of articles in that destination. Closed air mail dispatches shall be sent by the route requested by the administration of the country of origin, provided such that route is utilized by the administration of the transit country for the transmission of its own dispatches. When, as a result of an accident occurring on en route, a plane cannot continue its trip and deliver the mail at the stop scheduled, the personnel on board shall deliver the dispatches to the post office nearest to the place of the accident or best qualified to re-forward the mails. That office, after determining the condition of the damaged correspondence and repairing it if necessary, forwards the dispatches to the office of destination by the most rapid routes. The circumstances of the accident and the facts determined are reported by the bulletin of notification to the offices of destination of the dispatches involved. A copy of the bulletin is addressed to the office of origin and the dispatches. I'm going to get it off here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!